Etsy News! It's that time of the week again when I cover everything that's going on in Etsy News. Is Etsy hiding keywords in search? What's going on with Etsy shares? Some little Amazon data, Christmas, holiday sales coming up, and more. So let's dive into that. Okay, so Etsy has published its full sales date for basically for the end of the year, what's coming up. My usual warning here is you do not have to participate in each Etsy sales if it doesn't work for your business model. These are sales that benefit Etsy in that Etsy's been able to sell, like Amazon Prime Day or something. People come to it because Amazon say we're having a big sale. It doesn't necessarily benefit individual sellers to have the sale. So you're not going to get dropped down in search or something. All that this happens is during this time, some participating shops, some participating listings will be featured in Etsy's marketing things. But there's millions of shops on Etsy. There's hundreds of thousands of shops who participate in these sales. So the chance of you being picked to be shown for any of these is pretty low. If it happens, fantastic. But don't bet your sales strategy on this. So only have the sales if this is going to work for you. If you have good followers that you can direct and say, I'm having a sale happening at this time, then that's potentially a good thing. Or I will be honest, if you're having lots and lots of views, but people aren't buying, if you feel your conversion rate is terrible and you wonder if it's because of your prices, having a sale for a short time might address that as well. But if your shop is absolutely quiet and you don't have any followers or anything, then having a sale won't help you get more sales because people have to see your items to know they're on sale to be able to buy them. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, here's the dates. Labor Day or early autumn. So Etsy wanted to do their Labor Day sale for all around the world, so they called it an early autumn savings because we don't have a Labor Day. But August the 21st to September the 2nd, that's coming around really soon. Opt in with at least 25% off to participate. So even if you decide to have a sale of 10% off or 15% off, you won't be shown, you won't even have a chance to be featured. It has to be 25% off or more. Etsy have decided on that because they believe from their research that it encourages people to buy more. But that's bear in mind, if you take 25% off, you've still got all your fees on top of that as well. So do your maths there, or do your maths. I will say, when you click on the schedule a sale, it makes it feel like you have to put your whole shop up for sale, but people are telling me you set that up, the discount you're going to do, and you can do like a minimum spend needed to get the discount, and then once you've set it up, apparently you can go back in and add or take away listings. I don't do their sales, so I've never done that. And then the Cyber Savings Spectacular, November the 18th to December the 3rd. Oh, this is so annoying. And you have to opt in by October the 1st with 25% off to participate in this. Now, I think the cyber things are it's too long. This is like the Black Friday sale. Every year, the time is getting longer and longer. It used to be like a cyber weekend sale, and then it was a cyber week sale, and it's just getting more and more. And what's tough here is you have to opt in by October the 1st. But for me, I would say if it's a good year, many, many shops will be swamped with orders before then. I have many times I've closed up my shop before the end of November just because I've got too much sales already to deal with. That's not a brag. I've been so quiet the rest of the year, but it can be super busy at that time of the year. If it's a bad year, you might be quiet and hoping to get some extra sales. And unfortunately, the thing is, Etsy's been running cyber sales for so long now, and everywhere runs cyber sales. What happens there is it teaches customers to wait and see who's on sale. So even if you don't have a sale, a lot of customers might not be buying running up to November the 18th. And then as soon as the sale starts, that's when they come into Etsy and they kind of buy from everyone, not just the people who are on sale. But you might be feeling like you're really quiet because we've trained buyers to wait. But anyway, by October the 1st, you don't know really how well your shop's doing. So you don't know if you're necessarily wanting to opt into this sale. So, yeah, opting in a month and a half before the event is quite a big deal, I think. Quite a big lead time. Let me know what you think anyway. Interesting one. I think I saw this on Reddit. Search on a browser is limited now. I don't know how long this has been going on, but if you search for something, a search term, and it's a big search term with a lot of competition, Etsy is now not allowing you. You don't have the ability to search past page 20. Now, in some ways, I thought, well, that's not a really big deal. As you can see, the arrow's greyed out. Now, there is more than 20. I think I searched for like engagement ring or something. That has millions of competition. I thought, well, that's not really a big deal. Etsy did tell us a couple of years ago that something like 93% of people buy off the front page of search if they're going to buy, and going, oh, how many would go to page 20? But then when we were looking into my search analytics beta, and a moment of silence that was removed this week. If you didn't know, search analytics beta has gone. I did try and talk about it enough that hopefully everyone's gone in and got their data. There's no exciting thing replacing it yet, hopefully soon. Etsy, my worry is they're going to replace it with something not very great, something much more dumbed down, like they did with the adverts. They said, oh, our sellers are too stupid to be able to run adverts themselves. Let's make it easy by taking away all their ability. So my fear is search analytics beta is going to be replaced by something dumb, dumbed down, not something dumb. So when we were looking in, there's a little wander off topic. When I was looking in search analytics beta, some of my keywords that were showing up were getting found on, page way down the pages. People were scrolling through. I think it was something like page 40. So some buyers are really scrolling. Well, they're not now. So yeah, interesting. I still don't think it's a massive deal. I think, to be perfectly honest, most sellers kind of should be learning. If you've not seen what you want in the first 20 pages, refine your search a little bit. Etsy has come up with, launched their Etsy holiday trends for the year. I might dig into this. I'm thinking, actually, let me know how you fancy this. I'm going to give a choice of a couple of videos. Let me know what would be more interesting to you. I could go into last year's Etsy holiday trends, what Etsy predicted last year, and then use the data to see how good it actually was, how useful their trends are. Or going into the holiday trends, but also going to some of the big craft stores, like not just looking on the web, but actually getting out in the real world, going to some of the big craft stores, going to some of the big places and looking at what the trends are really looking like for this year. Let me know what you think. But anyway, I'll dig into this. But there's some cool things for Halloween, for spooky season. They're talking about really cute things. Like, that baby hat is adorable. So, yeah, googly eyes. I have friends who are obsessed with googly eyes. On a night out, they'll take a bag of googly eyes just to amuse themselves. And the sort of full decoration is looking like very much back to nature, natural colors, natural elements and things, but looks pretty. I love like dried citrus fruit, especially with cinnamon and stuff. It looks decorative and smells amazing, especially when you're drying it out. It's amazing if you do it yourself. And yes, I don't know if it's linked yet, but they put the thing saying the early fall trends. Check out the full report here, and it didn't link to the full report, so I had to dig to actually find the full report. I'll link it in the description below. But yeah, it's cool, it's fun. I love that there was the thing. Was it this year or last year? The trend was, it was this year, for like glitter ball everything, and now they've got a tiny glitter ball pumpkin. That is totes adorbs. Um, yeah, and a blanket. Well, yeah, it's the season for snuggling up under blankets, and I've no idea what that kind of. It looks like an old TV antenna as decor. I'll look into that a bit more. And also, Etsy are starting to do this. Is kind of fun. They're going to be given weekly tips in their 2024 festive season hub. So each week they're bringing some tips and advice. Again, like anything, these are tips. Etsy's not telling you what to do, but there might be helpful things. Yeah, there's loads of stuff you could be doing. It's definitely time, bit of a stock check, bit of a plan what you're going to be doing. So have a look, and if there's things, you might look at it and go, oh yeah, that sounds like a sensible thing that I should be doing just now. It's nice to have people prompt you with ideas. And Etsy is asking, share your holiday customer stories for a chance to be featured. This is in the Etsy forums. One of the joys of the holiday season is a chance to connect with customers in meaningful ways. The holidays are already on top of mind for us here at Etsy. We're excited to promote your shop to buyers all over the world and spotlight the magic your items can bring to their special moments and celebrations. Do you have a story about a connection you made with one of your customers? Perhaps there was a time when you went above and beyond for a customer, or a holiday wish you fulfilled. Share your stories below for a chance to be featured in our holiday marketing. And that's cool. That's it. They're keeping on the keep commerce human. Keep Etsy human was the Starla thing to say. Do better yourselves, Etsy. But the keep commerce human. So it looks like some of their holiday marketing is going to be, this person sells this, and this is the wonderful way they treat their customers. So if you have a lovely story, it's not a bad idea to share it. If nothing else, in the forums, when I looked, that was posted on Thursday, today's Saturday, there was only 20 replies. So if you have a little heartwarming story, then absolutely go for it. So yeah. Actually, I'm thinking I've got a couple of really cute really cute. I can't even say them in video because they make me cry a little bit. So that's pathetic. What? Yeah, it was Jan that told me this. There's been an Amazon report out. Interesting. If we're online selling things, well, it doesn't Etsy try and follow Amazon anyway, but it's interesting to know about the market. So there were some really cool things. So the first thing that we were talking about, nearly a third of customers complete Amazon purchases in 3 minutes or less, 50% in less than 15 minutes. I suppose, I'm guessing that could be your smaller items. Like if I'm wanting to buy a lead or something for a camera that I threw out the lead in a fit of spring cleaning and then realised I needed it, then yeah, I don't need to spend ages. But if I'm buying like a computer monitor, if I'm buying a bigger ticket item, I'm going to come back over several days. I'm going to read the reviews, compare things. I'm going to go away and check online if that's a good one and stuff. So 3 minutes or less, certainly, and less than 3 minutes. So it certainly says there is a trend that we're probably seeing with customers on Etsy as well. People just want to click buy now, and that's why they're not reading your description. And yeah, the other thing here, independent sellers is a big deal on Amazon. So 60% of their sales come from independent sellers, most of which are small and medium-sized businesses, and this in 2023, the US based sellers averaged more than $250,000 in annual sales. That's quite different from Etsy. um, Etsy significantly factors. Yeah. Etsy sellers it's barely averaging 2,000 in annual sales most years. So that's quite a difference. However, Amazon is more geared up to high volume drop shipping and all that kind of thing. But it definitely does show a difference there. Okay, I've had a few people message me with this. I believe it's somebody saying something, but I don't know who it is and I don't know what's being said. But people are mentioning Etsy is now banning links to your website, not allowing to put it in your banner on Etsy with these new Etsy seller policies, which are effective starting on the 15th of September. Someone or some people are saying Etsy is now banning links to your website. So I had a look at this. I don't know where this has come from, and I'm going to leave this to you. I've dug into it as much as I can, and this is what I feel, but you guys let me know if I'm missing anything here. So the new seller policy was effective starting, it will be effective starting the 15th of September. Reading through the whole of that policy, specifically, I couldn't see anything there. The only potential thing was there is a couple of mentions to off-platform transactions, which isn't allowed, hasn't ever been allowed. You're not allowed someone to reach out to you on Etsy and you go, yeah, well, I sell it on Etsy, but it's cheaper on my website. That's never been allowed because that's trying to avoid Etsy fees. So I clicked on these off-platform transaction sections. And I wonder if this is where people are getting this from, because if you look at the bottom here, it's saying using a QR code to direct users off the platform. This is not allowed. However, that I believe that's potentially taken a little out of context because it's in the section of off-platform transactions, and it's saying because navigating off the Etsy platform may increase the risk of fraud or scam exposures, taking communications and transactions off platform is not allowed. This includes, for example, so that's saying taking communications and transactions off platform. That is not the same as saying sign up for my email list or follow me on social media or follow me on my blog or my shop or whatever. I'm sure I feel the mention of using the QR code is because people are adding that to their Etsy messages in their communications. They are saying they're cold messaging people and scaring them, making them think it's Etsy support, saying, oh, your details aren't set up properly, so we'll have to suspend your shop for a minute. Click on the QR code to be taken to this place. So I feel that's a different thing, taking communications and transactions off platform. That is different. I did check just in case it had changed, but you still can when you're editing your Etsy page, you can still add all your social media and a website. So it is still allowed to link to your website. It does that. There's nothing mentioned about whether you can put this in a banner or not. I think it's people are thinking, oh, QR code, I put a QR code in my banner and that's not going to be allowed anymore. But that is for communications and transactions. If you've got a QR code to your website and that's not taking people off for transactions, that's to get them to follow you or to see other examples of your work or, anything like that. And the other thing there is, although the seller policy, the total thing, is changing the 15th of September, excuse me, this off-platform transactions thing was last updated in the 6th of May. So if there is a change, it's not a new change coming. And I think From what I remember, that's always kind of been there. The only ad has been the QR code since QR codes became a thing. So I'm leaving this to you guys. What do you think? Is Etsy banning links to your website? Have you found any other articles or something specifically saying this? I don't want to spread misinformation, but my reading of this is not saying you can't link to your website. You clearly can. It's allowed in your shop. It's not even banning QR codes as far as I can tell. Taking communications and transactions off platform is not allowed. Um, there is a worry about this because sometimes we kind of have to. If someone buys from you and you need to talk to them about something and they're not answering their messages because they're not seeing them sometime, and Etsy does give us their email address, so I feel communicating to them about their order when you need to, we know it means that Etsy can't see it to check if your customer claims something isn't as agreed on. It's a risk you take. um, so I think possibly I'm breaking the rules doing that if a customer asks for that. Sometimes, because I need to see images and things, sometimes customers will email instead of message because they don't like Etsy messaging. So yeah, not ideal, but that's good customer service in my mind. But anyway, I'm not trying to do a transaction with them. But yeah, that's my thoughts there. Let me know what you all think. Let's see what else we had. Oh yes, our roundup of Etsy in the news. So I just like to look at what's coming up for the past week, have a wee peek into it all to see sort of what the tone of news is feeling like for the week, how people feel about Etsy. So this is Yahoo Finance saying Etsy faces activist pressure by Elliott Management. There is nothing specific I can see that anything's happening. Elliott Management, for those that don't know, bought a big chunk of shares earlier in the year, which means they get a seat on the board of Etsy, which really annoys me that places can just buy their way in. Twitter. But so this isn't, I can't find anything of Elliott Management saying they're going to do anything, but what Yahoo is saying, here are companies that we're seeing that these kind of activists have bought into, and the companies aren't performing as well as they think they should. And in the past, these kind of activists have pushed for changes, such as things like changing the management. So, it's sort of Yahoo saying, "Hey, Josh, your coat might be on a sugary peg there," but at the same time, it's not saying that anything's been happened. And yeah, we know Etsy's having a troubling time, and it's mentioned here. The Betoda Advocate. I don't know what this is, but this popped up. I just liked seeing this. I think it's a French Quarter, thing, but I liked the title just for a feel into what things are feeling like. So, local amateur ceramicist watches as Etsy slowly morphs into a fancy Temu. It's sad. Like we've been saying forever. Oh, Etsy, don't try being Amazon. Don't be copying eBay. But people are now saying, oh, Etsy's just a fancy Temu, and we definitely don't want to be thought of like that. That's awful. That's just one news report, but it sort of made me chuckle and worry at the same time. And seeking alpha, Etsy with weak growth heading into a potential recession, I'd stay away. So last week, people were saying Etsy shares, oh, they look like they're as low as it's going to be. They might be rising soon. But Seeking Alpha and a few of the other share forecasters are saying Etsy's following sharply after the weak Q2 results, which we knew about. And people are saying, believing that Etsy stocks are going to be bearish, which is a fancy stock term saying for they're on the way down. We know that they've been on the way down for over a year. Um, uh, yeah, heading into a potential recession. I thought we were already in a recession. See, the thing is, recession is a massage number about stuff that's happening to the government. It's not reflective of what's happening to the people on the ground. People have been struggling for a little while now with cost of energy, cost of living. All of this is a bigger deal for us. So, yeah, an economic recession, no, a human recession. Humans are doing worse and have been for a while, which means they're buying less. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessities. They're buying less frivolities, things that cheer them up. They're buying less gifts, less often and less expensive. And places that get hit by that are places like Etsy. But we knew this was like, seriously, these people that do shares, do you not get it? We knew this was happening.
And if you have some dreams to craft and share, Coach Pam's got wisdom, don't despair. Turn your passions into things that bling. With each video, your dreams take wing. Tune her in and hear her pointers sing. Create and shine.